Hi, my name is Emily. I'd like to thank you for joining me for my Pilates Mat for Runners class. Pilates has been proven to help runners in a lot of different ways. The deep rhythmic breathing used during Pilates has been proven to help runners with their oxygen intake. It has been proven to help runners with their time. It has also shown that it helps prevent injuries because it helps to improve slight imperfections on either side of the body or imbalances. It helps to tone the core. Since running is such a repetitive movement, correcting these slight imbalances helps to stave off injuries in the future. We're going to go ahead and start by working on the breath. So we're going to go ahead, place our feet on the mat. Let's go ahead, before we begin, let's talk about where we're going to put our feet. When our feet are flat on the mat, which they will be with our knees bent for a lot of exercises, we're not going to necessarily flex our feet all the way back unless indicated, but we are going to pull our toes up off the mat. It should be a gentle, relaxed position. From there, I'm going to press my heels into the mat and pull back so that I'm activating all the way down the back of my hamstrings. From there, I'm going to squeeze my glutes or tweeze my seat so that I'm activating the back chain of my body as well for my leg stream running. From there, I'm going to hold on to the sides of my legs. Inhale. Just take a nice deep inhale breath, expanding wherever you want to for the moment. Go ahead and roll back to the mat, enjoying the articulation. Adjust your feet from there. So let's talk about our neutral spine first before we go into the breathing. My sacrum is flat on the mat. My ribs are sinking into the mat on the back, all the way down to the 12th rib. My shoulder blades are flat and wide. If I'm having trouble finding it right now, go ahead and bring your arms out to the side and flip your palms up. Make sure when you do that, your ribs don't pop off the mat, though. Sink them back down. If you're afraid of them popping, come to here. Rest your hands gently between your hip bones. See if you can hollow out in those lower abdominals before we get there. Starting from the top, working our way down. The back of my skull is resting gently on the mat. My jaw is nice and relaxed. I have a nice wide collarbone. My shoulders are not rounding in. I'm not actively pressing them into the mat, but I'm actively opening them. Again, that could cause a rib pop. From there, I'm going to bring my ribs together as if I'm wearing a corset. Drop my belly to my spine and feel a hollowing out in my lower abdominals from hip to hip. If my hands are here, when you exhale, see if you can deepen there and feel it. So, sometimes when we breathe, we pop our ribs up, flaring our ribs. During Pilates, we utilize something called lateral breathing. It uses the entirety of our lung, and we breathe what feels like more down our back. So, inhale, but instead of popping up, see if you can feel the back of your lung. So, inhale deep, feeling it come all the way down to your 12th rib. Exhale, squeeze all the air out of the back of your ribs. My hands are now on my ribs because I shouldn't feel my ribs popping up and down for the breathing. Lateral breathing takes a lot of practice, so if you're having trouble getting it, please don't feel discouraged. I'm still squeezing my legs together, still pressing my heels in, pulling them back so that I'm still activating the back of my legs. Go ahead and take a deep inhale. See if you can leave your ribs together. If you flared your ribs, see if you can put more of the breathing down here and down. So, drop your belly to the spine. Hold on to the outsides of your ribs. Slide your fingers in, lace them together, leaving your shoulders flat on your back up. Feel your ribs grow wide. And then exhale to squeeze them back together. I'll show you sitting up real fast. I'm going to inhale. I can feel my ribs widening. I'm going to exhale, feel them growing more narrow. If you see it from the side, I just took a deep breath. Hopefully my ribs didn't pop out too much. And when I exhale, I'm going to squeeze it back in on this side. So it is truly a lateral breath. I feel it down the mat. Let's take one more deep inhale. Reestablish your leg connection. Hover your arms an inch or two off the mat, reaching long and strong for the end of your mat. We're going to inhale laterally. Exhale to curl up to the bottom tips of our shoulder blades. We're creasing over our sternum. We've lifted up. So I still have a nice long neck. I'm going to inhale here laterally. and exhale to place my spine back down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale laterally at the top and exhale the lower. Still squeezing in, squeeze your glutes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale at the top and exhale down. We're going to inhale, exhale. Not moving my thighs or my knees, I'm just going to extend my left foot. I'm going to press out to a demi-point with my toes pulling back and point my toes. Pull just my toes back and come back to a flexed foot. I'm articulating through my foot, really getting the stretch in. Strengthening my ankle. And here's 5. We're going to stop on 5. And I'm going to circle my foot at the ankle 5 times in each direction. Curl up deeper. And now reverse. Dropping my belly to my spine. Still breathing with that nice lateral breath. Place your foot down. Extend your right foot. And articulate through the point. Pull your toes back. Come to flex. And articulate. Curl up deeper. Reach your fingers strongly to the end of the mat. Drop your belly to your spine. Get your chin off your chest if it's there. Circle your foot 5 times in each direction. 3, 4, 5. Ankle strength, as you know, is very important and ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Replace your foot. Reestablish the connection on the back of your leg. And rest down to the mat. Hands by your side. Do not lift them up over your head, please. Inhale. Exhale to curl up. I'm going to flip my left foot to a true tabletop. Shin parallel. Table leg at 90 degrees from my thigh to my torso. With a flexed foot, I'm going to press out. So I'm thigh to thigh and knee to knee. And then I'm going to pull back. Squeezing my glutes and press. And pull. Continue breathing. Don't allow the backs of your hips to shift on the mat. And inhale and exhale. Inhale wide and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Place your foot down. If you feel your neck going tired, place your hands behind your head. Come up into a tabletop. Curl up deeper. Don't allow yourself to sink when your hands go back behind your head. Pull it up. Lift your chin up your chest. Don't press your chin into your hands. And press out and pull it back. Keep it going. When your head's in your hands, give yourself a gentle pull up, as if you're trying to increase the space between each vertebrae of your neck. Don't yank it up. This is still your neck, guys, okay? So we want to be gentle with it. Here's 8. Here's 9. And here is 10. When I come back, my legs are squeezing the whole time. Place it down and come back down. Inhale. Exhale. Flip my left foot up. I'm going to point it. Point your foot strongly. Maintain the point the whole time. Your arm parallel. Press it out so your thigh to thigh, knee to knee, and pull back and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. 4. Again, maintain your stable sacrum. Pressing into the mat as if it's weighted. Here's 9. And here is 10. Bring your heel down. Press it into that. Pull it back. Other foot up. Point your foot. Slide it out. Your thighs are touching and pull it back. And slide out. Your thighs are touching. Make sure you're not losing the inner thigh work here. So oftentimes our outer thigh muscles are so much stronger. We can work the inner thigh in parallel too. Here's 9. And here is 10. Place your foot down, press your heel in, pull it back, squeeze your legs together, release down to the mat. One more footwork. We're going to do frog. So what I'm going to do for frog is I'm going to separate my toes into Pilates feet. I'm going to separate my knees. My knees are tracking over my toes. I'm not collapsing my legs to the side. I'm still working my inner thighs. I still have resistance here in my outer thighs. I'm also squeezing those. Inhale, exhale to curl up deep. Float your left foot up. Flex that toe. Press it out and pull it back. Your thighs won't touch here. 2. Try to kick it straight out and pull it straight back. Your knee will move. Your heel should go in a straight line. As if there's a straight line running out through your heel. It'll travel along that. Drop your belly. Make sure that both your hips are equally weighted. One more. What a start to class, huh? Float it down, press it in, pull it back. Lift your other foot up to a frog. And press, squeeze your glute at the top, pull back, curl deeper. Press in with your standing leg and pull it back. Keep it going. There's 5, 6, 7, here's 8. We have 2 more, curl deeper. And 10. Don't collapse. Replace your foot. Float it down. Release your feet. Go ahead. Whoop. Shake it out. From there, I'm going to bring my right foot up, my left foot up. Make sure I'm at a true tabletop. I'm not cheating by lifting my shins up higher. I already feel the connection in my core here. When I lift my legs up higher, I have less weight. So I want to make sure we're solid right here at tabletop. I'm going to inhale, exhale to curl up. I'm going to begin pumping here for hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving just my left leg. I'm going to keep the same bend in my knee. I'm going to lower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap my toe and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower right. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift. The lift is coming from your lower abdominals. I'm squeezing my legs in towards each other, so I'm still getting that inner thigh connection. Here's 6. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 7. Reach strong, curl it deeper. Here's 8. And up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 9. My hip bones are equally grounded here, just like we did in footwork. I'm going to inhale laterally. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop there. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Draw your knees into your chest from there. Extend your feet long. Before we begin roll up, don't allow your legs just to be on the mat passively. We're going to squeeze our legs together. We're going to press our heels into the mat. We're going to squeeze our glutes. Draw our belly button to our spine. We're not floating our hands past our 12th rib and our sternum. So, from here, we're going to inhale, crease up over our sternum. And when we come up to our signal, we're going to exhale, folding over our feet, reaching long. Don't collapse your hand to the mat. Continue to work that. Bring your biceps up at your ears if you can. And inhale to pull back in a C-shaped curve, shoulders down your back. When your weight is sacrum hits the mat, press in through your legs. Exhale your fingers up to the ceiling. Inhale. Shoulders down. Ribs wrap. And exhale. When you pull back up and inhale, breathe laterally, deeply, using your full lung instead of the shallow breath. And exhale. Inhale. Drawing our ribs to our hips. Exhale. Inhale, pull back. Pressing our legs into the mat. Really squeezing our inner thighs. And inhale. We have 3 more. Exhale. Over. And inhale to pull back. Dropping my belly to my spine. Hollowing out hip bone to hip bone. Breathing laterally. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Not feeling my ribs pop, so I'm able to keep that C-shaped curve connection. And inhale back. Feeling my ribs expand down my back. And exhale down. And let's do one more. Inhale, drawing my ribs to my hips. Squeezing down. Exhale, over my feet. Inhale to pull back. Dropping my shoulders. Elongating my neck. Woo! Here am I, and down. And then I'm going to press down personally on my mat. I'm going to draw my right leg into my chest. Extend it up to the ceiling. I am pressing in through this leg again. I'm also pressing in from hip bone to hip bone. I've sunk my ribs down to the mat. I've lifted my leg up to the ceiling. As a challenge, I'm going to raise my arms up to a V position, coming out of my body. My V is not out here. It's not a T, guys. My V is no wider than the width of my mat. From there, anchoring my hip of my leg that's in the air, so anchoring my right hip personally, I'm going to draw my leg across the midline, bring it back up to center, and bring it out, anchoring my outside hip on my standing leg, and bring it back up. I'm wrapping my ribs. I come across, anchor that hip, and out. And we're gonna inhale, and exhale. Inhale, especially with your arms up. This is a lot of work. Make sure that your ribs are not popping, guys. Inhale, and exhale. It's called tic-tac. Inhale, and exhale. Come back up to center. From there, I'm going to inhale, use my abdominals to draw my foot closer right out, and exhale to send it away. I'm not going all the way down the mat, could I? Sure, but this is an abdominal exercise. Inhale, and exhale. I'm maintaining my connection. I'm maintaining my neutral, sorry, I went way too low. I'm maintaining my neutral spine. I'm also anchoring my shoulder blades at the same time with my arms in the V. If your hands are up here, you're popping into your shoulders. Drop your hands slightly. One more. And down. Bring your foot back up to center. Now, leg circles, the width of a large exercise ball. We're going to inhale our leg across the body and exhale it back up. Feeling the same anchoring that we felt in the back of our hips and our neutral spine the entire time. We just did tic-tac. Feel that same work right now. And inhale laterally. And exhale to squeeze your ribs more narrow. And inhale, bend your back. And exhale up. One more. Press in through your standing leg. Really reaching down, squeeze that glutes. I know I lost it personally. Inhale to the outside. And exhale back up. One direction is always harder. Make sure that you don't lose your hips and they don't wobble as you go away from the midline or towards the midline to begin. Here's 4. Anchor your ribs. 5. All right, you're like, oh no, this is a beginner. This is a level 1 exercise for not. It's very difficult. You know what they say? If Pilates becomes easy, you're not doing it properly. Extend your foot. Bring your left leg into your chest. Extend it up to the ceiling. Now, squeeze your glute to straighten your leg. Press in through your standing leg. Squeezing the glute. Grounding into the back of your hips. Locating your neutral spine. Wrapping the ribs. Arms to V. Platform the shoulder blades here. You should be reaching up. The more you have a platform, the easier it'll be. Now, grounding that hip. Inhale across the body. And exhale. Ground your opposite hip to bring the foot away. This leg is my harder leg. There will always be one, guys. Slight imbalances in the body like we were discussing earlier. And inhale. And now as I pull across, I really have to ground this hip. It doesn't want to go as far as the other side. Here's 4. And I recognize that. I work within my own abilities so that I can strengthen myself and not strengthen my imperfections that would hurt me while I'm running. Not that I run. I want everyone to know that I'm not a runner personally. But so we're going to come straight back up. I have a client who does that. We're going to inhale, draw our foot to our nose with our abdominals, and exhale to send it away slightly. And inhale. Pull it up, and exhale. And inhale, ground through your leg. Inhale. Drop your hands. I know mine started to creep. This work is hard. Dropping my belly to my spine. It's especially hard. The second leg's always harder. And inhale. We're going to go to the outside this time because I messed up. And exhale across the midline and up. And inhale. Again, our circles are the size of an exercise ball. Inhale. And exhale. I felt a little bit of a lift from my hip as I went away from the midline. So I'm going to make it smaller. Some days you can do more than others. And that's perfectly fine. Honor your body. And inhale across the body. And exhale back up. Here's 2. Ooh, locate your ribs. Breathe laterally. Press in through the heel of your standing leg. Here's 5. And here is 6. Dry your knee into your chest. Now, draw your right knee into your chest. For those of us who have hip replacements, bring your legs to tabletop. Don't come past the 90-degree position. You need to stay right here. For those of us who do not have this problem, come to a wide Pilates V We're taking our shoulders out of reverse ab curls, so this will be fun. The first thing we're going to do is inhale, exhale, imprint your spine to the mat, tuck your tail, and lift your tail ever so slowly. Do not do this. Don't do this. That's not a reverse ab curl, that's swinging your spine up. This is a gentle imprint and tuck, and lower and release, and imprint and tuck, and lower. Release to neutral. Imprint your whole spine. So you've laid your whole strand of pearls down. If each vertebra was a pearl, you would lay it down on the mat and lift and lower and release. Really locate those lower abdominals. They're going to help you with rolling like a ball next. Platform your shoulder blades. Probably not going up as far as you normally would, and that's fine. Hold on behind your knees. Rock yourself up to sitting. We're going to go into rolling like a ball. Scoot yourself forward ever so slightly. Those of you with osteoporosis, osteopenia, low back problems, neck problems, please do not do rolling like a ball. You may continue on with a reverse ab curl. Don't roll up onto your neck. You can do contractions here. So we'll hold on underneath our knee, above our ankle, draw our shins into our body, dropping our shoulder blades, engaging underneath our arms, down our ribs, looking down at the space between our heels and our sits bones. We're going to inhale, and exhale, contract, dropping our belly, drawing our ribs closer to our hips. Continue on with that if you have any of those issues. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, squeeze your glutes to go back, pull back the tips of our shoulders, exhale, strongly come up, maintaining the curl the entire time. If you feel your back splat on the mat, you've lost your curl. We're going to inhale back and exhale. Inhale. We're going to go to 8, guys. You can do it with me if you like, or you can count on your own. Drop your shoulders. Here's 6. Try to make it so that your knees are no wider than your shoulders. So right here, I'm just going to push myself back without losing my curl at first. I don't like to be on the crack, pardon me. I'm going to hold on. Actually, I'm going to place my feet down. Squeeze my legs together. Hold on behind my knees. Roll my shoulders up. I can tuck my tail. Roll back. We're moving into a modified series of 5. If you're having any neck pain at this time, please leave your neck down for this series. If you have any hip replacements, don't come past 90 degrees with your thigh bone. We're going to inhale, exhale the curl up, reaching long for the end of the mat. I'm going to float my left foot up. My right hand's coming inside my left knee. My right hand's reaching long towards my ankle. It's not just grabbing here. I'm reaching it. And I'm going to bring it down, my hands down, and bring my foot up. I'm flexing my foot the whole time to engage on the back of my leg. We're in the same body. Keep going with your left leg. We're in the same body position again as we were for footwork. We're pressing the heel into the mat of the leg on the ground and pulling it back. Here's 6. Dropping my belly. Working on my lateral breathing. And reach it low. Bring your foot down on your knee to knee. Now extend your foot up and pull it back. My left hand's laying inside my belly. My right hand's on the outside. And I'm going to press reach long and pull back. Press through your heel. Energy shooting out your heel. Inhale, down through the ribs, and exhale, narrowing them. Here's 5. Nice long neck. 6. You can also do this with your head and your hands. 7 and 8. And rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Reestablish your heels, pulling towards your hips, your legs squeezing together. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Reach your hands. I'm not touching them, but my palms are facing in. From there, I'm going to float my, I'm just working left leg first. I'm going to float my left foot up. I'm going to reach long, shooting energy out of my heel and out of my fingertips. Bring my arms around your T and draw my knee in. My hands are bent slightly up towards my knee, but they're not grabbing it. I'm not rounding up or pulling myself up. I'm using my own abdominals at this point. So my hands are separate. I'm going to inhale and pull. Inhale. Exhale, do a T, and then pull. Inhale. Exhale, and pull. Keep going. You're 7. Press your heel in to the ground or your mat if you haven't. Replace your foot. Float your right foot up and inhale. Curl up deeper and exhale. Inhale, press out. When I press out, I'm side to thigh, knee to knee again. It's going to ensure that my back, hip bones are not rocking. Inhale. Inhale. Bring your ribs to your hips, curl up deeper. Nice long neck. And inhale. Rest your foot first. Then rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Release your feet. Point and flex gently. Ooh, shake out your legs. Go ahead and separate them. Windshield wiper them a little bit if you'd like. There's a lot of work for the legs too. I'm gonna lift my toes, press my heels in, pull them back, reach out long. Inhale, exhale to curl up. I'm gonna float my left foot up. I'm gonna extend it up, flexing my foot this time. I'm gonna make sure that both my back hip bones are anchored. I'm gonna lower and lift. Lower and exhale to lift. 3. My hip bone's not lifting. Curl up deeper. Here's 7. And here is 8. Extend it first, knee to knee, thigh to thigh. Put it down, re-establish the pull. Extend your right foot and up and lower. Here's 2. Curl up deeper, 3. Breathe laterally. Down wide through the ribs and squeeze them together. 2 more. Belly to spine. Place your foot down. Press your head, neck, and shoulders. Squeezing your legs. Not losing that connection. Now, we are going to extend one foot up to the ceiling. Extend the other foot up. Bring your arms up to a V. I'm working in a flex foot position. I'm going to drop 1 inch. 2 inch, 3 inch. Make sure you don't drop more than that or you're going to pop out in your back. And lift up with my abdominals. My triceps are not helping me on this variation. I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. If you find that you can do it without rocking in your sacrum, without losing anything in your neutral spine, make it a little bigger. And 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. And 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. Sorry, my glasses are foggy. I'm going to draw my knees into tabletop using my lower abdominals. Not allowing my sacrum to shift. I'm going to slowly lower them to the mat. Good job. All right, glasses off. Hands behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Don't yank on your head. Make sure you pull your hands away. Dropping your shoulders. Lift your left foot up to tabletop. Flex foot and rotate your upper body towards it from the belly button up. And then come back through center and extend thigh to thigh, knee to knee. And rotate. Don't allow your back hip to pop up. Bring your elbow to your knee. And shoot energy out of your hip. Here's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Rest your heel down. Woo. Pull your left foot up to table and rotate. Belly button up, dropping your belly button, your spine. Come back through center and press your leg up. Thigh to thigh, knee to knee. Rotate and press. Underarm to knee. I know it's elbow to knee, but none of this. Really twisting out those obliques. Really rotating those ribs across the body. Breathing laterally. Keeping your legs squeezing towards the midline. Lower your foot. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Release your feet to the mat. Go ahead and shake them out again. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Whatever feels nice. If it bothers you with knee problems, please don't do it. All right. From there, I'm going to hold on behind my knees. Rock up to sitting. I'm going to press back. Separate my feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Not as wide as the mat most likely, but it depends on your body. If you have tight hamstrings or hip problems, Pop your knees ever so slightly. Locate both your sits bones. Press your heels in. Pull them back to engage under your legs. Otherwise, we're going to be working on the muscles on the tops of our knees. We're going to extend our legs long, pull up on the muscles up on top of our knees, and try to swish the back of our knee down. Not to a hyperextension, but pull the back of your knee down by pulling up on your muscles. I'm going to bring my hands out in front, not up here. Drop those shoulders, guys. Bring your fingertips down ever so slightly. I'm going to do a 2-count spine stretch, and then we're going to add on. So I'm going to inhale, articulating down, folding over my legs, and exhale to pull back up to sitting tall. So my head, shoulders, mid-back, low back, articulate and extend over my feet, and then I pull back. When I extend over my feet, I'm not going further if I shrug my shoulders to my ears. Leave your shoulders where they are. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Breathe in laterally and exhale. Allow the articulation. Just squeeze the air out of your lungs. 1 more. Inhale. Really feeling the ribs on your back. Widen and expand there. And exhale. Pull up on that kneecap muscles. Exhale. Adding on. Sit forward ever so slightly to take it out of your hip flexors. Inhale. Now while we're down here, we're going to extend up into a front body hinge, reaching our fingertips where the ball and the ceiling meet. Reach long as if someone's pulling you. Exhale down. I'm sorry, inhale down and exhale back up to sitting. Inhale laterally, holding through our legs. Exhale, pull up to a hinge. Inhale to come back down. And exhale to come back up to sitting. Now when we hinge this time, we're going to talk about where our ears are. We're going to inhale down, reaching through our legs. Exhale to reach. Bring your ears between your biceps. Shoulders down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Reach. Pulling up on the muscles on top of your kneecaps. Exhale. And back up to sitting tall. Feel yourself growing taller each time you articulate up. Inhale. And reach. Feeling that nice long stretch. Exhale down. And inhale back up. Good. Release your flex for a moment. We're doing a lot of pulling back on our leg muscles today. We're going to bring our arms out to your feet, slightly in our periphery. Pulling down, drawing our ribs together, abs up and in. Rotate to the left. And excellent dive, flipping my back hand to the ceiling so my shoulders square to my foot. Come back up and come back through center. My hand will naturally come back with the palm facing down. Rotate to the right. And exhale as I dive. My palm will naturally flip up to the ceiling as my shoulders stay square. And come back up, rotating my hand back down through center. Leaning forward ever so slightly to stay on my hip flexors. Again, those of you with hip problems, low back tightness, hamstring problems, pop your legs ever so slightly, and that will also help you to stay out of your hip flexors. We'll do 1 more to each side. And up. And we're going to dive down, articulating down. So I'm up our foot. Low back coming first, mid back. All over our head. And I'm going to shake my feet to the center. I'm going to take my feet, rock onto one hip, flip over onto my stomach for a nice transition to swan. Now in swan, we're going to be working the back chain of our body specifically. But the front chain of our body is going to support the back chain to make sure that we don't have any low back pain. So, I'm going to come down, squeezing my biceps into my ribs. My hands are going to be palm down, right underneath my shoulders. From there, my forehead's going to be on the mat. I'm going to locate neutral spine here. It's easy to pop out and come all crazy here. And press my pelvis gently into the mat. Pull my belly button up towards my spine as if I'm going to let a little trail of ants underneath my belly button. I'm going to bring my ribs together so I'm not popping out into them. If I feel low back pain, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my belly button and my spine more strongly. If I still feel low back pain, I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs, squeezing my glutes, press my pelvis gently in the mat, but leaving my legs on the mat. Don't flop them out. Squeeze in. If I feel my ribs Kickstanding when I come down or stopping me, I need to pull them in more tightly and not allow them to flare. Starting from the very tip top of your head, we're going to inhale, bringing your head up, drawing your shoulder blades down your back, keeping your neck in line with your spine. That means I'm not looking up at the sun, I'm not looking down at my belly. I have a nice curve in my spine all the way down. And from there, I'm going to begin to articulate down, squeezing my inner thighs, my belly button's to my spine, my ribs are wrapped, and I float right down. And I'm going to inhale, float out, drawing my shoulders down. I have a nice space between my ear and my shoulder blades, or the tops of my shoulders. I'm pressing down my legs, I'm squeezing my inner thighs. And then I begin to come down with control, very slowly. As I inhale up, I feel it down my back. My back, my ribs are expanding. Even though they're not on the mat anymore. It's easier to find when your ribs are on the mat because it's easier to feel it. And now we're going to exhale. Back down. From there, I'm going to make my hands into a pillow. And rest my forehead on my hands, but not lose my ribs, not pop out in my ribs. Maintaining a neutral spine. I'm going to float my left leg up off the mat. But when I do that, I'm not going to allow all my weight to flip over to my left hip. I'm going to ground the fronts of my hips equally and float my leg up by squeezing my glute and lower. And now, without moving my hips, I'm going to ground them first and then squeeze my right hip and float that foot up and lower. Lift my left and lower. My ribs are still in. I'm still going with my right leg. I have 2 more on each side, but I haven't lost my little tunnel, let's call it, where my hands do under my belly button. I feel a lift. 1 more. I'm still breathing laterally. Nice and deep. I'm going to lower my feet. I'm going to bring my hands back to the original swan prep position. I'm going to relocate my neutral spine, my ribs wrapped, my belly button out, my pelvis pressing gently. I'm going to inhale, articulating up into my swan. From there, I'm going to squeeze my glutes before I even begin to lower. My feet are going to come up behind me as the front of my body lowers, like a seesaw. I'm going to inhale up, pressing my legs down. Still squeezing my glutes strongly. I have not released that squeeze. And up. Don't forget to hold on to your ribs, to wrap on your ribs. 1 more. And down. Lower your feet. Shake out your legs a little bit. From there, we're going to slide our arms forward to a Sphinx position where my elbow is directly under my shoulder. I'm not going to sink down like this. I've taken my neutral spine. I've changed the position. This makes the exercise more difficult because I don't have my full body on the mat any longer. My fingers are reaching directly on my elbows, my shoulders drop back and down, belly buttons in, ribs together. I still feel it in my abs. I'm going to hover my feet off to engage my legs the entire time. It's going to make it harder to keep from rocking on my hips. I'm going to do my left leg, I'm going to flex and pulse it. I'm going to point and pulse it and release. Now, I haven't released my legs down. I'm still holding them firm. My right leg, I'm pulse, flex, pulse, point, release. I'm squeezing in with my inner thighs. Now, if you feel your body going like this, you need more control over your lower abdominals. So flex, tiny pulse, flex, point, tiny pulse, and release. Flex, tiny, hamstring, point, and release. Left leg, flex, point, and release. And flex, point, and release. 1 more on each side. Left foot, flex, point, shoulders down, and release. Draw your abdominals up and in. They should be sinking on the mat. Flex your right, point your right, and release. And now, press back into child's pose for a moment. From here, we're going to articulate up, walking our hands back, come straight up to sitting. We're doing some shoulder bridging, checking to make sure you're not your neck on shoulder bridging. When you're up in the bridge, can you lift your head? If you cannot lift your head, you're onto your cervical spine. You need to drop onto your shoulder blades so that you can not be up there putting too much pressure. Okay, so holding on my waist, tuck my tail, lower. I'm going to bring my feet closer to my sits bones. My feet are coming directly out of my sits bones. I've not squeezed together. Located neutral spine. My hands are up in the V again. To make it more difficult, the first thing I'm going to do is imprint my spine, just like we did for some exercises earlier. Then I'm going to tuck my tail and articulate up to bridge. You lift your bridge not by rolling up on your neck, but by squeezing your glutes. So can you lift your head? While you're out there, take a look at your hips even. If not, squeeze one glute to lift that lower hip higher and articulate down. As if you're trying to elongate your spine to sit on your heels. Come all the way down into imprint spine first and then find neutral. So imprint your spine, tap your tail, lift, dropping your belly to your spine. Check your hips, shoulders wide. Exhale down. One more, we're going to stay out there and lift. And now, only by squeezing your glute, where the glute and the thigh, we're going to lift our hip. And by lifting our hip, I mean we're going to glute pulse. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was the left. Now we're going to go right. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and articulate down. Now we're going to do a lower lift, where we lift everything up at the same time and lower it all down at the same time. No articulation. Imagine that you're between two panes of glass. We're going to inhale, exhale, lift, squeeze your glutes. Lift your, make sure you didn't come up on your neck there. It's easy to do when you're just lowering and lifting and lower. And squeeze, lift. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your outer legs. Feel the wrap of your thigh bone, the muscle in your thigh bone. And lower, and lift, and lower. And now, we're gonna walk our feet together. Starting with our left leg. We're gonna lift it up into the air. Come thigh to thigh if that's where you can maintain. But don't allow one hip to pop higher than the other one. And now we're gonna lift. Can you lift your head? Uh-oh, squeeze the glute. Glute dropped. And I'm gonna lower. And I'll make sure my hips are even. And lower. And I'm gonna lift. And now I'm going to use both glutes to pulse up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower everything down at once. The reason I said both glutes is because a lot of times if you're not pulsing this glute too, your hip will drop. We don't want any hip droppage. We want our hips to stay at the same level. Bring your left foot down. Now bring your right foot up. And lower, lift, and down, and lift, and down. Take a look at your hips spin, and then we're going to pulse up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower everything together. Down by your side. Draw your knees into your chest. Unless you hip, draw your knees into table up. Rock gently from side to side. Rock up to sitting. Extend your feet long. I'm not going to have you actively flex your feet on this spine twist, but do allow your feet to come somewhere comfortable for you. Before we begin, go ahead and fold over your feet. Get in a nice fold over stretch. Take one more deep breath. And now articulate out. Now, the same idea that we had during spine stretch, we're going to pull up on our kneecaps if we're able to, without the other issues we talked about earlier, pressing the backs of our kneecaps down. We're going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders, ribs in, abs up and in, hinging forward slightly, get our hip flexors. We're going to rotate to the left. Now, none of my hip bones have popped off. I'm equally weighted the whole time. Since I don't have the extra load of my arm swinging behind me, it's easier for me to maintain my sits bones on the mat. Now come down. Now bring your fingertips to either side of the mat. Mine are just floating right now because my mat's lifted. I'm going to begin dragging my fingers along the mat. I'm going to come to the left. I'm going to float my fingers across my body. I'm going to give myself a gentle pull or push on the outer side of my left leg with my right hand while I press into the mat with my left hand and look back towards the back if I'm able to. I'm going to release, coming back through center. I'm not losing the lift in my spine. Rotate to the right. Both sits bones are grounded. Press into my right leg with my left hand. Grow taller by pressing my right hand into the mat. Look to the back if I'm able to. Come back through center. We have that 2 more times on each side. Twist to the left. Press in with your right hand. Grow taller by pressing your fingers. Don't flare your ribs. Still in a neutral spine. And back through center. And press open and lift. Looking back. Through center. Other direction. Lift. And look. And back through center. And twist. And lift. And look. And back through center. From there, we are going to go ahead and go into our sideline leg kick. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll on to my left side. Move my glasses. I'm going to go ahead and make my arm into a pillow. The reason that we are not up on our side is because we do not want to sink into our shoulders, especially if you have neck problems of any kind. You should keep your whole side on the mat the whole time. Do not lift on your shoulder because you think it's more difficult. This is kinder to your neck. We want to make sure that we have an equal distance, that our back is lined up with the back side of the mat. So we're not at a weird angle. If we need to, we're going to pop our feet up at a hip hinge, wherever we need to help us maintain our body. Lift up out of your side. If you're able to come up onto your fingertips for a kickstand, drawing your shoulder down your back. So don't put your kickstand up here by your eyes. Drop it down right in front of your 12th rib and your sternum. Draw your belly up and in, draw your ribs together, float your foot up, flexing it, press it forward, and use your glutes to pull it back. When you bring your leg back, don't swing it back. Squeeze your glutes to float it back. Here's 3. Inhale laterally and exhale. This is a great place to practice your lateral breathing. It's a different body position. Here's 7. The movements are nice and repetitive, but they are difficult. Pressing in to the mat with our standing leg still. And here is 10. Now point your foot, swing it forward, bend your foot in all the way. Swing your knee back as far as you can, opening your hip. Now straighten your leg by unbending your knee and bring your foot to the front and bend it in. Now swing your thigh bone back and everything else. Expanding, opening up your hip without losing your neutral spine. Extend your leg and forward. Here's 3. This is a nice hip opener. Bicycle. Make sure you're not rocking in your hips. You roll slightly forward, ever so slightly on your thigh meat. And now we're going to reverse. Swing it back. And now bend your foot in a hamstring curl. Now swing your knee forward with your leg bent and extend. And back. And bend. And knee forward and extend. Belly button up and in. Still laterally breathing, guys. Pressing in through our leg. We're doing great. And now bring your feet on top of each other. Toes flat on the mat. Heels together, toes apart. Lifting up out of our side closest to the mat. Rocking forward ever so slightly so we don't come into our low back and lift and lower. Don't sink when you lift. Lift it up and lower. Here's 3 and 4. If you find that you're trying to come straight up and you're rocking back on your hip, bring your hip forward, your leg forward when you kick. Here's 6. And sorry, I found my body was awkward. 8, 9, 10, and now we're going to do a parallel bicycle. We're going to take our toe, draw it along our leg into our knee. Now, just extend from your knee to lift it up and lower your foot and draw it in and kick and lower. It's just a turned out bicycle. So really rotating the femur and the hip socket the whole time, maintaining the lift, drawing your hips up and in. And now we're going to reverse. We're going to kick our leg up, bend it, touch your knee, drag it down. Maintain the control. Here's 3. Don't rock back into your low back. Here's 4. Really working all the parts of our leg here. Really trying to rotate out and find it. Now I'm going to hover my foot up to hip height. Working from where the thigh and the glute meet. Again, we are going just like we did lying on our stomachs. For modified swan dive and the single leg kick. We're going to work from there to do tiny circles. If you feel your body rocking, you're not moving from your glute. So tiny circles, the size of an orange. 1, 2. Press in through your leg. 9, 10, reverse. Tiny circles. 10, good. Stack your legs. Bring your legs up to 90 degrees. So 90 degrees from your body to your thigh. 90 degrees from your thigh to your calf. Flex your feet. Float them off about 2 to 3 inches. Now open your knee and close. Still lifting up out of our side. We're not sinking and we're not floating back. So we're isolating the glutes and inner thighs outside the leg. Good. Opening and closing from the inside of the foot like a book. Here's 9. And here's 10. And now we're going to add on. We're going to open our knee, bring our knees together, separate our feet. Bring our feet together, open our knees, and feet. Open knees, open feet, and knees, and feet. Knees, and feet. Keep working. It's easy to get this one confused, go some funny ways. Just pick it up as you're able to. And here is 10. Good. Lower your legs. Come up to sitting. Swing your legs around, rocking from hip to hip. And come down on your side for sideline legs on the other side. Again, we're going to locate the back of our body. Make sure that we're lined up evenly all the way down our body with the back side of the mat. Flex our feet. We're going to lift up out of our side. Draw our ribs in. Draw our abdominals in. Kickstand our fingers to the front. Float our feet up with a flex foot. We're going to swing it front and back. Inhale and exhale. On this side, we're going to focus on breathing a little bit more. When you swing it back, don't allow your tail to go back. Squeeze your glute so that your tail stays nice and long and you're getting a stretch along the front hip flexor. Sideline legs is another place to go ahead and recognize imbalances. Single side work, single side work is always great for that. Here's 9, abs up and in, and here is 10. Now, gentle point, kick your foot forward, bend it all the way in, reaching your heel towards your glute. Press the bent leg back. Now extend your foot and swing it forward. This is a parallel bicycle. Really draw your abs up and in to really stretch out the hip flexor. It's a lot of glute and hamstring work. I feel the hamstring work more on reverse. We'll do one more. And swing it all the way front, no cheating. And now swing it back. Squeezing your glute. And now bend your knee to kick your glute. Bring the whole leg forward and then extend. And sweep your leg back with control and bend. And swing your knee forward and extend. Here's 3, 4, and here is 5. It's always harder on the other side. I know I say it all the time. We're going to point our feet gently, step, relocate the lift, rock forward again on our thigh meat. When you kick your leg up, don't forget, don't sink back. Kick your leg forward at an angle if you need to. Everybody's bodies are different. Some people can kick straight up. I personally cannot. We kick up and down. Here's 2. Feel a nice stretch in your inner thigh. 3. Here's 4. Go ahead and see if your body's still okay. 7. 8. Drop your shoulder. Nice long neck. 9. And 10. And now, we're going to take our toe and drag it to our knee. Leaving our thigh radius extend and lower. And drag. Extend your leg. and lower. This is not some big production. We drag our leg into a bent knee, leaving our thyroid as, then we extend, and lower. One more. Abs up and in. Make sure you're not tucking, and lower, and up, bend, tap, and then drag it to extend, and up, and bend. 3, 4. Lift up out of your side. 5. Now, floating your foot up to hip height, working from where the glute and the thigh meet. Or small circles the size of orange. 10 in each direction, very small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No rocking. Keep breathing, and in reverse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop your legs. Come into the clam. 90, 90, 90, 90. Flex your feet. Lift. Lift up out of your side. Rock forward and open and squeeze it close. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale to squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Breathing, widening your ribs. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're going to open our knees, close our knees, open our feet. Close our feet, open our knees. And up, switch, switch, feet, knees, feet. Here, 4. Keep on breathing. 6. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Go ahead and draw your feet down. We're going to come up to sitting, press ourselves up to sitting. This will be a nice, stretchy, not so relaxing after single leg exercise. I'm going to begin with my right leg, since it was my leg that was closest to my last exercise, sitting straight up as tall as I can. I'm going to draw my knee into my chest. From there, I'm going to extend my foot and bend it and extend it straight. I don't care where your leg is, as long as you're sitting up straight. And now articulate through your foot to flex, just like we did for one of our very first exercises in class. One more. 3 ankle circles in each direction. And 1, and 2, and 3. Walk your hands up as high as you can, and then pull them by widening your elbows for 1, and 2, and 3. If you have tight hamstrings, please go ahead and do a bent knee tree. That's where we're going with this. I'm going to walk my hands down my leg while tucking my tail and articulating down. The further my leg is pressed away from me, the easier it is to come down. But lift your leg up to the ceiling for the nice stretch at the end. I'm going to inhale, nodding my chin to my chest. I'll extend my leg and walk up it. As I walk up it, I'm going to pull my leg up higher. Release, sitting tall. And now, widen my elbows, draw my leg in towards me. Tuck my tail. And then I'm going to walk away from my leg. Draw it up to the ceiling. Extend my leg. Inhale laterally. Exhale to lift. Pull my leg in and sit up tall. Pull my leg, tucking my tail. Walk down my leg with light fingers. Draw my leg into my chest. Nice stretch, guys. Inhale, letting my chin to my chest. Come on, body. And up here, I'm going to come up to sitting tall. I'm going to take my arms, bring them away from me. I'm going to lower my leg with control slowly and gracefully, just like a Pilates person. I'm going to draw my knee into my chest. Sit up as tall as you can. Draw your shoulders down your back. Extend your leg and bend it. Sometimes the graceful part of Pilates is not within grasp, right? We're going to go ahead and articulate our foot 3 times. Sometimes you got to pat yourself on the back for getting through the exercise. Let's go ahead and circle our ankle 3 times. I'm pretty sure that that is not a popular opinion. I'm going to go ahead and reverse it. But some days, they're not your day. Go ahead and walk your foot up, wide elbows and pull 1, and pull 2, and pull 3. Tuck your tail, drop your belly to your spine. Walk back. The further you press your leg away, the easier, the more load you'll have to walk down, the higher it is straight up to the ceiling, the harder it's going to be. Wherever you are today is wherever you are. Inhale, nodding my chin to my chest. Exhale. Pulling my leg in, sitting up tall. See, this leg is much lower than the other leg for me, and that's fine. I'm gonna walk down with light fingers, light fingers, light fingers. Pull my leg in. Inhale, letting my chin to my chest. Exhale, drawing my wrists to my hips. Sitting up tall. One more. And tap. And articulate. Trying to leave my leg pressed into the mat. Sometimes it pops up, right? Inhale, letting my chin to my chest. Exhale, walking up. Pull my leg in. Sit up tall. Release your arms to the side. Sit up tall, 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 tall. Release it down to the mat with control. And now, reach your arm forward, palms up. Dropping your shoulders. Tuck your tail. Roll back. Arms up to the ceiling. Don't come back and pop out your arms. Right here. Inhale, arms come out to a T. Nodding your chin to your chest. Bring your hands down to your hips. Begin to float your legs up into a teaser. Tuck your tail. As soon as your sacrum hits, begin to lower your arms, heads, and legs at the same time. Show us everything on the mat at the same time. Please feel free to use tabletop legs to get up into teaser. So instead of extending your legs long, begin in tabletop. Please feel free to place your feet on the floor, knees bent, feet in the mat. Those are all acceptable variations for teaser. Please feel free to find a stretch that you'd like if you do not want to do teaser at all. So lift, 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 lift. Nice proud chest. Squeeze your legs. Feel it in your lower abdominals, not your hip flexors. Tidy circles with your hands away from your legs for 1 and 2 and 3 and reverse. And 1 and 2 and 3. Tuck your tail. And now articulate down your sacrum hits. For those of you who are feeling it strong in your hip flexors or quads, try to frog your feet. Separate your heels, or separate your knees. Squeeze your heels together in a Pilates V. See if you can locate your lower abdominals more strongly from there. Inhale up. Exhale. You will feel it somewhat in those areas. So lift up. Now lower your legs a minute. Your upper body shouldn't move during this. It's a tiny movement. Very difficult. Tuck your tail. Don't move your legs. Reach your arms towards your feet. And now exhale. All the way down. Good. From here, I'm going to roll over onto my stomach. We're going to do a move called dart. We're going to do it as a preparation to swimming today. I'm going to extend my arms down by my side, drawing my shoulders up, back and down. I'm going to squeeze my legs together. My biceps are squeezing my body. I'm not rounding my shoulders in. I'm drawing my abdominals up and in for the ants. I'm wrapping my ribs just like in swan. Pressing my pelvis gently and mounted. Inhale, exhale, and lift. I've squeezed my glutes. I've floated my shoulders, head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, and I lower. Inhale, exhale, dart. Squeeze your legs even tighter. Can you squeeze them together? Squeeze underneath your underarms and lower. Let's do one more. Drawing my belly to my spine, wrapping my ribs, float my arms to a T, bring them out in front of me. Inhale, begin swimming. Very little. And exhale. You shouldn't feel any rocking in your body during swimming. Once you begin to feel the rock, it's hard to stop rocking. So it's easier to start out small and increase. Reach your arms up long. Inhale and exhale. Stop there. Reach longer through your arms and toes, but don't shrug your shoulders to your ears. Release down to the mat. Press back into a child's pose position. Reach your fingertips out long. And learn this transition from a Pilates instructor who focuses on training with a squishy ball. I wish you could remember me. I'm going to press forward all the way until I'm in a knee plank. And my hips lift just slightly so I'm not sinking down, right? I want a slight left. We're going to do tricep push-ups. Tricep push-ups are not wide elbows, they're elbows right by your ribs. Your biceps are scraping your ribs. We're going to lower, bring our nose to the mat, and lift. My tricep push-ups are way stronger than my toe push-ups on my knees. So I'm going to go ahead and bend Bring my shoulders down, my back, and up. Now, from there, I'm going to lift my left knee without rocking my weight and lower. And my right knee. And my left knee. And my right knee. Variation. Press out into bird dog. And lower. And press. And lower. We have 2 more on each side. Lift up on your low abs. And down. And lower. And press. And lower. Now, I'm going to press back out in bird dog on my left side. Lift up to an arabesque. My hips are square, my shoulders are square. 3 tricep push-ups, bring my nose to the mat. Squeeze your glute on your arabesque leg, and it'll help to balance you. And here's 3. Lower your foot, drag it back in. Extend your right foot. Lift it to arabesque and tricep push-up 1. And straighten. And 2, lift. Squeeze your glute on your right leg. And 3, and left. Press it down, your foot down to bird dog, pull it back in. Separate your knees, press back into a child's pose. And inhale, exhale, thread my right arm under my left arm. Trying to place my shoulder on the mat, looking out under my arm. From there, I'm going to come back to center. I'm going to thread my left arm under my right arm. Bring it back into center. I'm going to come back. I'm going to reach my arms out super long. I'm going to press out, and then I'm going to press my toes up. If you are not comfortable with this position, please stay on your knees. My tricep push-ups are done in a Pilates feet position. My toes are separated slightly. My heels are together. I'm squeezing my inner thighs. My abs are up and in. I'd appreciate if you try that in that position. 3 tricep push-ups. Whoop, there they are, 1. Tiny little babies, 2. Shoulders down your back, and 3. And I'm going to drop my left knee and left and right. Here's 2. Here's 3. 4. Don't drop your hips. 5. If your knees don't touch, no big deal. Bring your right hand to center. Separate your feet ever so slightly. Come up into a side plank. Lifting up out of your side. Reaching up for the ceiling. Hold it here. Arms are in a T. I'm going to bring my hand back down. Coming back through center. My feet are still separated. Come back into a plank. Walk my left hand in. Rotate to the left side and lift. Arms are in a T. Squeezing my glutes. Squeezing my inner thighs. Dropping my shoulders down my back. I'm going to rotate back down. Coming back through center. From there, I'm going to press back into child's pose briefly. We're going to do a lovely stretch for runners. And then we're going to do a nice side bend and we're going to be done, guys. Okay, so I'm going to articulate my spine up to sitting. From there, if you have any knee problems, please find a towel that you roll up or a small foam piece to place under your knee that's going to be on the mat. I'm going to bring my foot up, coming into a bent knee lunge. From there, I'm going to press forward, opening up my psoas. It'd be nice if my knee stayed over my ankle. We don't want to press our knee past our ankle here, just so we stay safe. From there, I'm going to flex my toe back and pull back, sitting back. Don't sit down for this. See how far you can drop your hip instead. Squaring your hips, really feeling the stretch. Shoot all the way down to your heel. One more time, we're going to come forward. If you need to more of a stretch in your toes, try walking your back foot back, toeing it back just a little bit. Now we're going to press back and pull our heel back. Try to square your hips, dropping this hip so they're even. And come back through center. Carefully draw your knee back. We're going to switch legs. I'm going to bring my right foot forward. I'm going to toe my left leg back. Set my knees over my ankle. I'm not allowing my leg to splay out to the side or crunch in. I'm keeping it so my knee is tracking over my big toe. From there, I'm going to flex my foot strongly and pull back to a sitting position, dropping my stretchy leg hip so I'm not popped out. I want to really feel that stretch on the back of my leg. I'm going to press up, bringing my knee over my ankle. Really stretching out my psoas, feeling that stretch on the front of my hips, and pull back. Now I'm going to come back up and pull my foot back. We're going to end class with a nice, gentle mermaid. So, mermaid leg positions. Classical mermaid, stack your legs. Z-sit mermaid. Crisscross mermaid. You could also do mermaid in a gentle butterfly position if your body doesn't allow for any of those. If you feel tightness in your hamstrings or your low back, if you were to do mermaid in a crisscross applesauce or a butterfly position, you could put a small towel or a tiny pillow under your pelvis to help lift you up, to release some tension in that low back. But for the other positions, let's just be on the mat. From here, I'm going to sit up as straight as I can, anchoring my right hip to the mat, bringing my arms to a T, floating my hand down. When I bend, I'm drawing my shoulder down my back, and I'm bringing my elbow to my hip, and I'm reaching over. I'm not crunching my neck down. I'm looking straight ahead with a nice long neck. I'm going to straighten my arm to sit up, squeeze my obliques on my left side, bring my left hand across my body, and stretch over. I'm going to float up, bringing my arms to a T, bring my right hand down, reach my left hand up and over. Feeling the stretch on my side. And exhale, across. Good. Bring your hands down. Swivel on your hips again. Transition to change sides. This side isn't stretched yet. It's going to feel a little tight. Might just be tighter than the other side. Bring your hand down. Bend your elbow into your waist. Reach your hand up and over your head. Straighten your arm. Arms to a T. Reach across. Reach your fingertips up to where the wall and the ceiling meet, and your palms should be facing up towards the ceiling across your knees. Arms out to a T. Reach over. Nice long neck. Bring it up to a T. And reach across. And come back up to sitting. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions about any of the exercises, please feel free to reach out to me. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And if you are a runner, I hope that you find that this practice helps you with that activity. Have a good one.